I find a lot of companies and traders have problems being undercapitalized.
Mm,
So once you need to have adequate funds to invest. And, the margin requirements, and especially some of these trades that, the M3 and bearish butterfly, you have to be able to handle that. You also have to not have the pressure so that you're not making dumb mistakes. So that's going well. I've got a lot of the pressure off. I've got salary benefits, so I can now have the money and the time and the focus to put on options, which I've been doing since February.
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a great point there. If you're under stress with capital and you need the money, it really lends itself to some really poor trading and real poor choices. So, I mean, you're almost better off if you are of the mindset that, hey, I don't need the money. And yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, I don't take it seriously unless I've got money in the account and trading and it's live. So, back trading is okay, but I really don't do much of that. I'd rather just put it on small and watch it and learn, and then back trade what I actually lost or gained, and do a recap of what the trades were, and then learn and identify the errors. So actually I found in a lot of companies, the problem is errors, and if you take care of the errors, the upside takes care of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I love the way you're using your back testing tool. And that's what it is. It's a tool to help identify for performance improvement. And, we've talked about that over and over again, but it's not you're not using it properly if you're back testing and you're modifying it to make sure you won in the past. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've got a weekly routine based on work I've done at Locke and also with Stephen. And my weekly routine, I thought this would be of interest to the listeners, is I start off with the market outlook on Sunday, and then your morning trades. So that sort of sets the plan for the week. I do things on a weekly basis. And then I'll usually get into a super bull or super bear. And the
Oh,
reason,
okay.
the reason I do that is it gives me a good sense of the market, and I've got some real money in it, so I pay attention, and I want to know where it's going and where it's been. So that's been one of the breakthroughs this year, is the whole technical analysis, which I haven't done. And then the second trade I'll put on is one of M3 4U, M3 bearish butterfly or rock. I put on one a week. And I'm out usually 56 days or so. And then it's like having a garden. You plant the seed and you harvest it and you nurture it and you water it and you weed it. And then about 30 days later, at 21 DTE, you're ready to harvest. You start paying attention to, okay, when is it ripe and when is the best time to take it off? So I do the harvest. So I've got a crop coming through every week that is ready to harvest. So that gives me continuity. The other thing is, because I spread it out over time, I cover a big range. So at any point in time, there's usually one that is ready to harvest at that particular point. So it's a lot like the Super Bowl in that you put it out, and at some point in time in the next, say, 30 days, it's going to be at a profit target or a loss. It's going to be moving. You can count on that. And then you have the edge is you've got time. You can decide when you want to exit. So I just wait for that time, and usually I'll find something every week that I can harvest.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it gives you a little bit. I mean, if you have the time to manage that many trades and so forth, I mean, it gives you a little bit of time diversity and timing changes and differences. And you can learn faster that way too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So then the third trade is I'll put on a directional. So I've done more directionals this year, especially to the downside, because the equities have really done poorly. So I've lightened off my equities and moved more towards cash and the downside, shorts. Like today is a beautiful example. We expected a downturn. My timing wasn't great. It went up yesterday, but I held
Mhm.
on, and at some point it'll go down, and it did.
Right.
And then I just sell them all. So that was a short-term trade. So
Nice.
those short trades have actually outperformed equities this year.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
so one of my challenges for 2023 is how to shift from equities in a bear market into something else. Because there's a significant amount of capital in there at risk. And I think you made the comment yesterday or the day before in one of the sessions that equities is very risky. And there's just so
Yeah.
much capital at risk, and you only make money when it goes one way, which is up. So we're going down, and we're going into recession and such. So that's one of my priorities for the next year.